that I was late. I was a couple minutes later than I thought I would be, and well, at least we're on here now. I'm just going to get my phone set up here and the laptop set up here in the background. Use my phone to stream, laptop off to the side so I can actually see the chat. I'm very, very, very short-sighted, so hence me looking over to the side all the time. I do see a couple people in the chat, so let me just quickly expand and zoom in so I can actually read what people are saying. Linda's back. Hi, Linda. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you who don't know, Linda is a complete regular on here. She's here all the time. She's so sweet, as all of you are. And Linda's a resident note taker. So, Linda, I hope that you have your pen and paper ready tonight. And I probably will still super speed talk, but you're such a great note taker. I know you've got it covered. So, hi, Linda. Thanks so much for being here. Rhea, you're back. Yay, Rhea's back. Hi, how are you? Thanks so much for being here, Rhea. So sweet of you. And I see, Linda, you're moderating without moderating. You're so cute. I love you. Yeah, Linda is completely right. Yeah. So let me just check here. Make sure I'm seeing everything. Okay. Yes, I am. So yes, so to confirm, thank you everyone for being here. And yes, Rhea, to answer your question, we're diving right in, but to answer your question, yeah. So for Mondays, or in this case now Tuesday, it's the general weekly tea leaf reading, look at the week ahead. Last week was a little bit different because I wasn't able to go live, excuse me, on Monday or later after that to do the general weekly tea leaf reading. And I don't think I even did the viewer readings that week. I maybe missed both nights. But anyway, so last week I made up for that, and I offered the viewer readings as well as the weekly reading on Monday, and then Thursday back to normal. So this week we're one day or one night behind, but this is the weekly reading. But yes, we will be back here, fingers crossed, on Thursday. I think it's June. Hang on, what is it? June 6th, I think, right? 4 or 5, yeah. So June 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern, and that's where we will be doing the viewer readings. So yeah, for sure. If you're able to come back for that, right? Awesome to see you back. So hope that you can make it on Thursday. Thank you so much for all of your support. Love you all. Yes, Linda. Yeah, this is the collective reading. Yeah, this is, I call it the general weekly tea leaf reading, but collective reading is the same thing. Yeah. So let me read here. Linda, Sarah's running late. Yes, sorry about that. Yes. I love how everyone talks amongst each other. Dragonfly, you're here. You're here. Oh my gosh. Dragonfly, thanks so much for being here. Dragonfly is our awesome moderator. We love her. So if everyone who's in the chat, and I'll get to your messages like imminently, but let's give a big round of applause and thank you to Dragonfly, because without her, I couldn't do this without any of you, and I really couldn't do it without her either, because Dragonfly, you allow this to take place, because Dragonfly allows me to do the reading and not have to do the reading and the chat at the same time, which it may sound simplistic, but when I'm actually sitting here doing it, trying to do 3 things at once, it's a bit tricky. So big round of applause. Big thanks to Dragonfly. So thank you so much. Ah, there we go. Here we go. Got some claps for you there in the chat, Dragonfly. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Aw, I love how everyone chats amongst each other. I mean, you warm my heart when you do that. Margaret, you are back too. Everyone's back here tonight. It's awesome. Thank you so much, Margaret, for being here. Thanks so much, Margaret. Yes, so glad to see everyone in here tonight in the house. It's awesome. Yeah, no worries, Ria. Last week was definitely, I don't know about anyone here, like the past couple weeks have just seemed energetically very, very strange, very off, very like just weird. So I don't know what's been going on collectively, but it just seems a little bit strange. So we'll see what comes up in the tea leaves tonight. And I have to put the tea leaves in. There we go. Oh, Bree's here, everyone. Bree's here too. Mom is here in the background as well.
Hello.
Who wants Mom to come in and say hi?
No.
She is saying no. Bree's here. She's wiggling. She's saying hello. Do you want Mom to say hi?
No.
Mom says no. She's being camera shy. But Mom is here in the background. She is here. And Bree's here too. Good girl, Bree. Thank you so much, everyone. Well, we're going to be doing the general weekly tea leaf reading, and this is, again, as we've just mentioned, a look at the week ahead to see whatever the boss, as I affectionately like to say, or the divine source creator, but whatever name or names you're comfortable with using, would like us to know as a look at the week ahead to give us some insight and maybe some inspiration, a peek at the week ahead to see what's in store for us, generally speaking. Hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. My apologies if I'm not. Is it Samira Chutai's backyard garden? Hope I'm saying that correctly. Hi. Looks like we have some new people in the chat, some new friends. So thanks so much everyone for joining. And I'd also like to say a big, huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed. So my last count, last look that I looked at a few minutes ago, I think we're still at 500 subscribers. We did it. We did it. We absolutely did it with everyone's help. So we reached that threshold, that milestone of 500 subscribers. My genuine thanks to every single one of you for doing that. It's really, really fun. Really, really fun to do it. So I know we've gotten a lot of new subscribers in the past month or so. I know I've not been able to do my shorts lately. I've had something else I'm working on in the background a little bit here, a couple things. So I've not been able to thanks so much, Dragonfly. So I've not been able to post a lot of shorts, but thank you so much for everyone, for all of your help and for all of your support. We did it. So thanks so much, Dragonfly. Thanks so much, Linda. So this means that we have to have a party. So we're going to celebrate. We've said this for a while now. So now that we've reached 500, we're going to have a party. We're going to do something. We're going to come up with some way to celebrate 500 subscribers. And whatever that is, we will decide together. So if you have any ideas of how you want to celebrate a special live, a special reading, whatever the case is, we will think about this. We'll plan something really fun and maybe do a special fun live or something. So if you have any ideas, or any suggestions of how we can celebrate now having 500 subscribers here on this channel, please let me know. You can always comment here if you're live during this live. Comment in the comment section here, or the chat rather. If you're watching this on a replay, you can post a comment in the comment section below. If you would rather just email me, my email address is always in my description box. It's under my Linktree link. So welcome to email me too if you like. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and your suggestions, and we'll come up with a way to celebrate reaching 500 subscribers, reaching that milestone. It'll have to be something digitally, obviously. We'll have to have some kind of live or something, but we'll celebrate in some way. So thanks so much, everyone, for all of your help and all of your support. It's really, really fun. I see some chats in here referring to cake. I would agree, except we can't share cake digitally yet. I don't think, not really, but I like the idea. I love cake. Cake is always a good idea. Much love from Cali. I'm assuming that you're mentioning California. I love California. I've been there twice, several years ago. Loved it. Loved it. Digital cake. Extra, I hope I'm saying your name right there. Extra ketchup. If I'm saying that name correctly. Digital cake. Yes, digital cake. We'll come up with something and we'll celebrate in some way. But anyway, just wanted to throw that out there and just mention that. So thanks so much again for everyone, for all of your help, all of your support. Dragonfly, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. So Dragonfly just put my email address into the chat. So you are welcome to email me directly there if you have any ideas about how we can celebrate reaching 500 subs. And you want to email me rather than post publicly, welcome to send me an email. So thank you so much. Cannot wait to hear from you. So let's get to this reading. So this is a general weekly tea leaf reading. So this is a look at the week ahead to see whatever boss, universe, divine source would like us to know going forward this week. So I'm going to boil the water again and put the tea into the tea bag. I have a few ideas I'm working on in the background. About 3 or 4 different things I'm working on. So we'll figure out something. We will come up with something. We'll have some fun. Okay, so everyone, thanks so much for being here. And just to confirm, if you are new here or you're not too sure, you're not joining this live stream for the first time, you have no idea what's going on. So my name is Sarah. I am, as I like to say, a coffee drinking tea leaf reader. And we are going to be doing, again, a general weekly tea leaf reading. So tea leaf reading refers to looking at images which were formed by tea leaves in a cup. They all mean different things. They can be literal, symbolic, and or both. And they provide insight. How I myself read is chronological. So for us, in our case, it provides insight as to events and or situations which are likely to occur. That's how I describe tea leaf reading. So we're just getting the water boiled right now. I'm going to put that into the cup and proceed with this tea leaf reading. As always like to say it, it's in the description box. Big long description in the description box. I think you just have to push more down below in the description box under the title of this video, of this live, and it will expand, and then you can scroll down and see everything I've put in there. But essentially, this reading is for entertainment purposes only. To reiterate, entertainment purposes only, so please take what you will and leave what you don't. Being a general weekly tea leaf reading, some, none, or all of this information may resonate with you and or even apply to you, and that is normal. Typically, that is completely normal and to be expected because this is a general reading. So just want to make that clear. So let's get the tea leaves ready and get ready to take a look at the week ahead. Now, typically, we go live here and do this kind of reading on this reading, the weekly readings, on Monday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern. But obviously, I had to move it to tonight, being Tuesday. But still, we're going to read. Oh, steaming quite a bit here in the background. So we're going to read this as always. So sorry, my phone's quite tilted here. The rim is a present situation. The sides are on the way. The base is more of the distant future. Excuse me. So now, on the way, and later. So for us, in our case, being a weekly reading, the rim, we're going to still interpret this as being Monday. Middle of the cup represents around Wednesday. The base is more of this weekend and heading into next week. Excuse me. So that is how I myself read tea leaves, and that's how we're going to be proceeding with this week. So I'm just going to get the cup ready right now and hope everyone has been having a wonderful weekend, a great week so far. So now I have put the leaves in the cup. I've boiled the water. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. It's really, yeah, it's really steaming here. I'm going to swirl this around, excuse me, a few times. Sorry. There's been a lot, I think there's more pollen in the air where I am. Everything is just sort of popped and getting a bit of a husky throat these days, but excuse me. Pardon me. Now we're going to swirl the cup around and we'll get the cup ready. Tea leaf reading is really interesting. You never know what, like, no two cups are ever the same. No two readings are ever the same. It's always very interesting to see what comes through. Do go quiet sometimes, usually when I'm getting the cup ready. Thanks so much, Dragonfly. Hope I'm saying your name correctly. Bob? Yeah. So Dragonfly just answered your question, but yes, this is a general weekly tea leaf reading. Look at the week ahead to see whatever the universe would like us to know. Gives us some insight and a bit of a peek at some events and or situations which are likely to occur. I will aim to have the replay of this live up and posted. This is Tuesday evening. I will aim to have this posted by tomorrow afternoon. Usually early afternoon is what I aim for. I'm not always able to do that, but I'd like to try and aim for the next day, like the next afternoon. So that's what I'm going to aim for. So if you're not already subscribed and you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much. Really helps the algorithms. And that way you should be notified then when I post this video, the replay. Just getting the cup ready. So a bit of a shameless plug here, but yes, I have the link to my link tree is posted in the description box below. So even just watching this video, subscribing, liking, commenting, all of these things really help this channel to grow and really help the algorithm. So thank you so much. If you wanted to help this channel in other ways, if you feel so inclined, I do have a Ko-fi account. So you're welcome to, if you wish to, you can always buy me a coffee or buy our dog Brie a biscuit should you wish to. And that would be amazing. Thank you so much. And I'm also available for private readings if you are interested. Just pushing the tea leaves down in the background. So I'll be very Canadian here and apologize for the background noise. Also going to take some pictures of the tea leaves. Usually it's about 3 pictures that I normally take. And I will post those on the community tab around the same time that I make the video go live, like when I post this replay. So you're welcome to go over to my community tab after this reading when the pictures are up, and you can go see the pictures of the tea leaves then, should you wish to see them in a bit more detail for your reference. Just checking the consistency here of the tea leaves. Ready? Flip 1, 2, 3, flip. And Just curious, anyone in the chat, have you ever had a tea leaf reading before, or any kind of cup reading? Often I hear people have had, maybe some people are not so much familiar with tea leaf reading, but usually they're more familiar with like Turkish coffee, Turkish coffee grinds or grounds readings. Very, very interesting. So if you want to share that, it'd be really fun to hear that if you've ever had a cup reading before. And yes, I am sitting sideways still. Back injury is still very prevalent. Just in case you're wondering why I'm sitting sideways, that's why I'm sitting sideways. Thank you so much, Dragonfly. Also, while I'm thinking of it, have some very exciting news as well. Now, I still have yet to post the trailer. Yes, the trailer on my YouTube channel. I've preloaded it in, but I still have to work on it in the background. Yeah. That's amazing, Rhea. That's amazing. I always love to hear stories of people who have received cup readings before. It's very, very interesting to me. But yes, I have loaded the trailer into my channel. I have to work on it in the background before I post it. However, exciting news here. And I have a very, very, very dear friend. Her name is Bryce, Esoteric Atlanta. If you have not heard of her or not seen her channel, go over and check it out. She's here on YouTube. And she very kindly and sweetly and generously invited me to do a talk with her over on Gnostic TV. So she's posted the trailer over on her channel. I believe that was, I think she posted it. It was either yesterday or today. And I now have the trailer. So I have to work on it, like I said, in the background before I post it. However, and get all the links and everything loaded in before I post it, make it live. However, it was really fun. So that's all up and now on Gnostic. I know they've posted it over on their YouTube channel. So, oh, you watched that this morning, Brian? You watched that this morning, Dragonfly? Yeah. So, yes, Bryce very sweetly invited me over to Gnostic TV. We've done an episode. It was a lot of fun. So amazing. And so if you are interested in seeing that content, I will have those links up as well. But you can also always go over to her YouTube channel, and I believe she has all of the links preloaded into the description box of that trailer of that video. So just a big, big, huge thanks and shout out to Bryce if you're watching. Thank you so much for all of your help and for inviting me over to Gnostic. So that is really fun. So again, I will have all of that information up likely tomorrow. So thanks so much for everyone for your help. And it was really, really fun to be invited over to Gnostic. Their platform is so cool, in my opinion. Like they have so much information. It's really, really interesting. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Dragonfly. Yeah. I think on my end I see it in different Canadian dollars, but yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Gnostic is amazing. Yeah, Gnostic is really, really cool. Firewater by Design. I came into your channel for by. Oh, that's really fun. Well, Firewater by Design. Thank you so much for being here and for your sweet comment. Yeah, Bryce, she's really cool. I love her. She's amazing. She's very sweet. Okay, so there's a few updates there. So I know we're almost 20 minutes in. So let's get started with this tea leaf reading. But I wanted to share all of that information. So a bit of a preamble before the reading this evening. But thanks again for being here. Hope that you enjoy this tea leaf reading. So without further ado, let's get started. But a lot of exciting updates here on my end. And again, I'm working on a few other things in the background too. So thanks so much for all of your patience while we get everything up and going. So thanks so much. Okay, so I know, I love Bryce too. I love her. She's amazing. Okay, what a wonderful and amazing inspirational human being she is. Oh, thanks so much, Margaret. That's awesome. Okay, everyone, ready? Here are I have not looked at these actually in any level of detail. Again, I'll post pictures of these tea leaves over on my community tab likely tomorrow. So Bryce and I did a really fun talk about tea leaf reading. So I hope that should you go over and watch that trailer, hope that you enjoy it. Okay, those are the tea leaves. Okay. So we're going to aim for this reading to be approximately 20 minutes or so in length. So let's get started, and I hope that you enjoy this tea leaf reading. From now on, it's going to be me just talking consistently, and probably at super speed at some point in time as well. You're welcome to put any confirmations or validations in the chat should you wish to. Again, this is a general weekly tea leaf reading, so please take what you will, leave what you don't. Entertainment purposes only. And now let's go. Okay, there we go. All right, so here's as though to me that this week began overall, generally speaking, calm and clear and quiet, and or we want things to get moving a little bit more. This is in one main area, one main event. There's also one very small event or situation taking place, or was taking place yesterday, where it was just really not that significant, but I'm just saying that in case it may resonate with someone watching or something to that effect. Now, this is, yeah, this is a very busy cup, so just give me a moment, please. Bear with me while I just sort of acquaint myself with what I'm seeing. Looks like this week started off incredibly busy and will continue to be so. A little bit chaotic on the chaotic sort of end of things, but let's look and see what we have in here. My goodness, there's a lot in here. Okay, so started off fairly calm and clear and quiet. We're happy with that end, or we want things to get moving, which is what I'm seeing in here. Immediately or very imminently after that, everything begins to happen all at the same time. There's a lot of different events or end situations, a lot of busyness, a lot of activity, a lot of action and momentum, and a lot of different things, many things taking place all at around the same time. Okay. I would say that there's really not, we have some time to pace ourselves, some smaller, I would say much smaller events and or situations taking place throughout this entire week will be, as of now, from what I'm seeing, generally speaking, quieter. So we will have some time as like a pace ourselves, bit of a reprieve here and there. But however, for the most part, I would say it really would be great, a wonderful idea for us to for all of us, each of us, whatever, to pace ourselves, because it looks like it's going to be quite a busy and exciting, even exciting week. Not much time for ourselves, not much downtime, I guess is what I should be saying. But overall, extraordinarily busy. One main event or situation is being shown in here. So that's a layout that this is a version of a layout that we do often see. It's comprising almost a quarter of the cup. So not overly significant, but significant in its own right. That's that kind of situation. Right away, there's a connection with the house and her home, the home and her family, emotions, intuition, healing, something to that effect. There also could be someone who is a Cancerian sign. I'm absolutely, I say it all the time, I'm not an astrologer. I'm not a numerologist. Just putting that out there. I'm doing tea leaf reading here, not astrology. However, there's likely a Cancerian connection. So someone who is that sign and or the qualities and or characteristics of that sign being present in regards to this main event or situation. And there's likely a lot of conversations and talking and or thinking that are associated with that scenario. But this is likely to do with property in some way, shape, or form. And again, I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm literally just saying what I'm seeing in the tea leaves as a general weekly tea leaf reading. As this main event and or situation unfolds. Yes, it's one of those scenarios where there's just a lot of conversations, thoughts, ideas, words, things still up in the air a little bit, actually a fair bit, a lot of thinking, a lot of intellectualness taking place in our conversations. We do have some scenarios where we do have clarity, but it's kind of like we know where we stand and yet we don't at the same time. It's like we know, but we don't know. We know what's going on. For example, I use examples a lot as metaphors. So for example, we know we're going to college or university on a set date, a certain date, but we don't know any of the other details as of yet. It's that kind of scenario. Okay. We'll look into that into more detail. Excuse me. However, for right now, just looking up around current events here, we also have an idea, a new concept, a new opportunity that's being contemplated, still likely taking place like right now. I would say this lends itself or results in some form of unconventional stability. What do I mean by that? For example, you paint boxes, sell them online, and make money. Unconventional, but it's unique, but it provides stability. It's that kind of scenario. But this also has some significance, likely again related to property. Different scenario, but related indirectly to the house situation that I just mentioned a few moments ago. Likely a partnership is forming regarding this. And there's a lot of, I won't be, not to sound repetitive, I won't say it again in this instance, but a lot of unconventional stability. Looks like a positive scenario though. There's a person, place, or thing with the letter G that is involved. This likely has a significance with obstacles being removed, possibly taking some time out for our own self-care, independent thought, like thinking for ourselves, like thinking uniquely. Maybe a little bit of a glass half full versus glass half empty perspective, perception scenario. Letter S, person, place, or thing, likely a person, and it looks like a good scenario. But generally speaking, there's quite a lot of talking. But this all has to do with a new opportunity that's being presented, and as part of this new opportunity that's being thought about, being discussed, whatever the case may be, pick a word. But it's a new idea. It looks like it's fairly significant. Abundance and prosperity also being present, yes, as well as an Aries and or a Taurus connection in some way, shape, or form also present in regards to this scenario. Excuse me. It looks like we are receiving good things in regards to the situation. Writing is involved in some way, shape, or form. There's like repeatedly instances of abundance and prosperity. Person, place, or thing with a letter M that is involved likely has a bearing or connection to a partnership that is well underway, that's forming as of like basically right now, essentially, or has just happened. Forward movement with that, like it's not a huge scenario, but as part of this new idea that's being presented in here. Forward movement, things progressing nicely, nothing really holding us back in regards to that individual scenario. There's likely two people that are involved in this situation, generally speaking, but it also involves, like, again, this taking some time up for our own self-care. Now, what does that mean? Like, I define that as like going within, connecting with ourselves, connecting with source, taking some time out, just sort of take time for ourselves. Introspectiveness, things of that nature. It's magical though too, and it's like almost in a way it's grounding, protective, like safe. There's like a safetiness that comes with this in some way, element of safety that's connected with this scenario. I mean, generally speaking, it looks quite positive. Lots of happy faces. There's likely some conversations regarding this, especially near the beginning, but especially as it concludes. Now, that's interesting. Version of that. Do go quiet sometimes. This is one of the very rare occasions. Okay. Looks like this results in when this individual like idea, this new concept, this new opportunity that's being presented, when that concludes, and I would say it's likely concluding tonight, potentially even like around today. It looks like it results in a scenario where we essentially, generally speaking, overall, we have the ability to make a change happen, to affect change. It's like we have everything that we need to do this one instance, this one thing, whatever the case is, this one scenario, and it's like we have everything that we need in order for it to take place. We just have to physically unlock a door, for example. So retrospect, like figuratively, metaphorically speaking, like we have everything that we need in order to do the situation, for it to affect this change, to make this one thing situation take place. We just have to go ahead and physically go ahead and do that. So it looks like that's a really interesting scenario, and that actually leads to there's some conversations regarding that. Now there could be some money associated with this scenario as well, possibly as well. Excuse me. But this does lead to another scenario, and we'll get into, okay, we'll say it now. So I would say approximately Thursday, it results in a scenario around Thursday. This scenario is related to this main event or situation. It's separate in and of itself, but it is related to the main event. And it does lead into the base, which is this weekend and heading into next week. It's just that there are many things taking place this week. I know I've said this before. And it's like seemingly they are like, in a way, they're not related. It doesn't look like they really are, but really they are. Okay. I'm going to go back up, go over, and we're going to look at this main event or situation and address that. Because that is the main focus, the main message of this reading. But this new event was so curious to me. Before we get to the main event, though, we do have off over to the side here, beginning at the beginning of this week. We also have a short-term event that does again involve that a Cancerian connection, action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly, life force, vitality, going for what we want to have, a very, very ever so slightly a conclusion that's associated with this. But in a way, in itself, it is a new opportunity. It's a new idea that is being contemplated. Some conversations regarding that. Again, likely involving two different people, person, place, or thing with the letter C and or E that is involved. A reminder that the angels are always around us. I believe that's just my opinion. I believe, like my opinion and my opinion only, I firmly believe that we always have divine protection at all times. But sometimes it's nice to have a reminder of that as well. There's some form of creativity that is involved in that scenario. Then we also have essentially three other very small events, which are very much happening in the short term. They take place in the short term, but they lead to other events and or situations also taking place throughout this week. Hence, that relates to what I was referring to as like the general busyness. Okay, let's look at this main event and or situation. It looks like it begins with, person, place, or thing with the letters C, letter C and or F. Action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly. There's communications, likely by electronically, taking place regarding that as well. Likely not about the home and or family. That has some significance also possibly with being introspectiveness, yes, but reading, researching, things along those lines. Excuse me, sorry, the pollen today, I think my allergies are acting up. Sorry about that. We also have reassurance that's also being indicated as well. Going to be very much in the short term, like imminently taking place. Getting things organized, tidied up, sorted out, whatever that may be, whether it's physical and or like non-physical, like non-tangible. Looks like there's lots of happy faces here in the beginning. Oh, are we? Oh, okay. Hang on one second. Excuse me. Positive changes, transformation, new opportunities, new beginnings. Very much a glass half full versus glass half empty scenario. second. For some people watching, there may be a little bit of smooching taking place in the beginning of this entire scenario. In relation to that individual scenario, again, we have this instance of like we have everything we need to affect a certain change or affect a change or allow something to take place. Like it's an opportunity, everything is like right set to go. We have all the materials to do, we have all the tools, we just have to go ahead and do that. So make that change take place. So we also have that scenario being indicated, that kind of scenario being indicated again, that quality of that scenario. And also again, a lovely angel. So references to like angelic support, divine assistance, things of that nature, as well as again, reassurance, unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, protection, those qualities being present as well at the beginning of this entire scenario this week. Helpful people being present as well. Again, we have another Cancerian connection. Likely we have there's some connection with property as well taking place in some way, shape, or form. I keep seeing it. Helpful individual that is related to everything that I just said. Abundance and prosperity, a small situation with it that's abundance and prosperity, beautifully forming. Likely regarding education in some way, shape, or form, like acquiring knowledge in some way. Letter V and or W and or L, so a few letters, possible letters there. As well as a lovely scenario that is abundance and prosperity taking place right around now, approximately, I would say. Still working itself out, kind of, sort of working itself out a little bit, but it does look lovely. So I would say with this abundance and prosperity, there may be some documents as well that are involved. If this is regarding house and or home, the home and or family, whatever the situation is referencing, it's like taking some time out, taking a breather with it, sort of like being really relaxed about it. Like, okay, I'm going to have a nap now and think about the scenario. There's a connection there regarding that. Going down a little bit further here. Person, place, or thing, again, with a letter S that's involved. That is likely related to some form of change, transformation, new opportunities, a new beginning. Person, place, or thing with a letter J that is involved. J and or L, again, those letters, and E. So we've seen those letters a few times already. That is referencing taking some time out for our own self-care as well. Keep seeing open communication between two people. Now, whether this is like physically like in close contact, like you're physically near each other, or whether this is a little bit more like electronically, a voice call, a video call, that I cannot say, I don't know for certain. However, I do see open communication between two individuals. In this scenario around Wednesday, that likely is by like a video or a voice call though, however. Letter A, person, place, or thing. Letters are people, places, or things. So letter A, person, place, or thing. A and or L. Highly intellectual. There's an element of being highly intellectual involved in that scenario. As well as, again, stability, the angels being present. There's also a possible Sagittarius connection on and around Wednesday. But generally speaking, it looks like we're quite happy with the way that things are progressing and overall in terms of this entire scenario. Creativity, making new things, new creative projects, creativity. It's a loving and harmonious scenario, albeit a little unique. It's good though. It's a good scenario. It's a positive situation, I would say, generally speaking. Okay, now we're heading into around Thursday. Keep seeing a lot of letter L's. So there's a scenario here, likely involves, may involve a Scorpio or some form of a Scorpio connection. This is likely a Scorpio, likely a male, actually. And there's the letters, like the letter L is associated with this individual, possibly two letter L's, but definitely like one L, maybe even a letter V, person, place, or people, places, or things. Letter R as well. Abundance and prosperity. Intellect. Change. Positive. Keep seeing the same, like the same kind of qualities. Positive changes. Transformation. New opportunities. Letter A. Letter P. Letter U. People, places, or things. Helpful individual. Like jubilation, happiness, things progressing very nicely. This is around Thursday, approximately. Lots of communication, like a lot of thinking and like lots of thinking and talking. Things up in the air a little bit, still being decided upon. There's also a possible Leo connection around Thursday as well. Letter S. This is not referring like referencing like not this is not like referencing timing because we're not in the sign of Leo. So like the qualities of Leo, leadership, being unafraid, speaking your truth, things of that nature. I would say forward movement, things progressing very nicely. Again, letter L. Keep seeing it. Not being repetitive, but I keep seeing, I know I've said it already, so I will say it again, but I know I'm being repetitive here, but open communication between two individuals, and I keep seeing instances of this taking place throughout this whole main event or situation, this whole scenario since Monday. Now, there's also no, that's not true. Hang on, one second. Okay, there we go. Thursday, there we are. Also, like the ability to sort of quietly go about our business, sort of like almost like going incognito a little bit. Being able to complete many things all at once, a little bit of a multitasking scenario taking place overall. And that is really regarding, especially regarding a partnership that's being contemplated, discussed in some way around Thursday and heading into Friday. Maybe a little bit of Wednesday too, actually. Action. Okay, so once we sort of go into around Friday, action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly. It's just that it is in a unique way. It's like in one hand, it's like not going quickly. However, at the same time, it absolutely is going fast. Sounds sounds a little bit contrary, but honestly, that's what I'm seeing. And there's some surprises regarding that as well. And there's a helpful individual regarding that scenario that's connected rather with that individual scenario as well. I'm going down a little bit further. Letter S again. Helpful individual. Letter G, likely. Could be letter C, but likely letter G. Person, place, or thing, likely a person. It's a happy scenario. It's like we're crying happy tears at that point. It's a very relatively small scenario as part of this whole tapestry of events. But as one time one client said, good is good. So again, a bit of a glass half full versus glass half empty scenario, but we're crying happy tears. So that's a good thing. A lot of happiness around there around Friday. And then lots of talking. So it's almost like throughout this week, we solidly see events or scenarios taking place. And then by around Friday, it's less of that and more conversations and ideas being sort of tossed about a little bit. Now back to this scenario that I mentioned near the beginning of this reading that I said was taking place around Thursday and also heading into Friday. Some of us may be traveling, so if you're watching this and this resonates with you, wonderful. It's either a trip or it's an event, one of the two, an event or situation that's taking place around Thursday and Friday. I would say if it's whatever the situation is, it's fairly significant, it's fairly important, fairly short term. So for example, if you're traveling, it would be like an overnight trip, but it would be an important one. It wouldn't be just like, oh, I'm going away overnight to visit a friend, even though that would be very important. It's like, well, it's more like for example, a business trip, or there's a real purpose, a real drive, like something that's really, really important that's associated with that. It's that kind of scenario. And then we also have another trip likely taking place around Friday that is either two different trips or with two different trips, or one trip with two parts, one more important or significant than the other. Okay, now let's head into the base. Oh, we have some more smooching taking place. So there's a scenario where I would say there's abundance and prosperity regarding some smooching taking place around Friday, heading into the weekend. Dragonfly, I thought I saw hers. Yeah, you totally did. For sure. Yeah, there is definitely some smooching happening this week, which is kind of fun because we haven't seen a lot of smooching images in a while, as I recall. So, okay, now as for this weekend and heading into next week, it looks like this weekend is similar to, from what I'm seeing in here, as this week unfolds, and that it's quite busy, very busy. However, with a little bit of a reprieve, a couple of areas, actually one area that has two parts is some of a form of a partnership taking place this weekend, likely, or being contemplated, actually, rather, I would say, more accurately. However, there's one main event or situation in here, in addition to the quietness that I'm seeing, as well as some other very much less significant events or scenarios and conversations taking place. But however, generally speaking, letters J. How you doing, Linda? How you doing with the note taking? Letters J, E, and or C and or G taking place. So to reiterate that, E, G, and or C, and J. This is part of a new idea that's also being contemplated or presented. It's a new opportunity. Sizable, I would say. That's related to the partnership that I just mentioned. And the letters L and or H are also being shown in here. And A, so lots of letters. This is all part of a significant abundance and prosperity that is beautifully forming, but we're not supposed to know or have all the, we're not supposed to know all of the details right now. However, like, it's a surprise. Another way to say that. But it does involve a lot of helpful individuals, partnerships, like working with many people. Lots again of open communication, but I keep seeing it throughout this entire reading where two people are talking, and I keep seeing instances of that throughout this whole cup. So I'm seeing that in the base in a couple of instances immediately again. Firewater by design. You're hilarious. That's awesome. That's awesome, Firewater design. Yeah. Well, I mean, collectively anyway, vicariously, I don't know, but yeah, there's two smooching couples in here, one at the beginning of this week and then one heading in like, this weekend, like Friday. So I know, it's so true. Linda almost lost. No, Linda, you're fine. Linda's an awesome note taker. She's epic. Okay, it's awesome. Okay, well, looks. Oh, we got another one. Some people are going to be having a lot of smooching this week. Okay, that's great. Great for them. That's intriguing. Because in the past few weeks, I'm like, I'm not seeing really any smooching couples in the cup. And I'm like, sometimes you see some. It's not like I don't often see them. I don't often see that frequently. But I do see it. But I haven't seen that for a while. So now it's like 3, 4 of them. That's fun. Okay. So let's see. Definitely this abundance and prosperity. We have another C and or G letter. I would say like the letter G, actually, person, place, or thing. This is all about abundance and prosperity, as well as a forward movement, not being held back, going for whatever it is that we want to have, action, momentum, life force, vitality, those qualities being present, as well as a possible Sagittarius connection as well. I hear you completely. Firewater by design. I completely hear you. Totally. Same here. Very unique scenario, I would say, regarding property this weekend and heading into next week. It's like if you were contemplating, if I was reading for a client, I would say there's likely a property that is being presented this weekend and heading into next week, and it's forming very nicely. Whatever the situation is, it's coming along quite nicely. It's just not fully formed yet. So whatever that would be specifically, define what that would be. But for example, say you're thinking of buying a property or renting one, it's almost ready, the deal is almost ready, everything is almost ready, it's just not quite ready yet, but it is forming very nicely. It's that kind of scenario. Letter E, 2-letter E's. It's instances of abundance and prosperity. Keep seeing it. Lots of G's. Like, my gosh, so many. Lots of forward movement, like overall, lots of forward movement this weekend in regards to this main event or situation that I'm seeing in the base. Lots of forward movement. Doing one more check here, and then I think we can pretty much call it a night. Partnership that has three parts to it. I had to count there for a second. 3 parts to it, 3 individuals involved in some way, shape, or form. But generally speaking, my goodness, there is like a lot of like working with many people overall, this entire event or scenario taking place this weekend. Now we're probably going over time, but I'm happy to do it. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, for sure. It's like no matter how I'm looking at this is all like overall abundance and prosperity. Again, we have this instance of this new creative project, yes, but it's a transformation, growth, positive changes, some way, shape, or form. I keep seeing that. Action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly. Like this change, this movement. I keep seeing it. And even in that instance in the base this weekend, heading into next week, there is like the excuse me, helpful individual, as well as unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, protection, those qualities being present. Not like, oh, we're in danger. I'm not saying that, but like those qualities being present. Also, there's likely a small conclusion that's taking place associated with that instance with the letter E that's also involved. But it's like, yes, there's one small conclusion associated with this, but there's this Aries and or Taurus connection, and there's just so many things taking place all at once. 2 helpful people, again, I keep seeing it, open communication between 2 people. That includes independent thought in some way, shape, or form as well. But this overall, again, is there's a lot of surprises that we're just not supposed to be privy to at the moment in time, but a lot of forward movement. So let's call that a night right there. That's a lot of information. So I hope that you enjoyed that tea leaf reading. My gosh. So again, I will post pictures of these tea leaves on my community tab. I'll take them tonight and I'll get them ready and then I'll post them. I like to post them around the same time, like I said, to make the replays go live, and that way they're sort of like posted at the same time and you can reference them freely against the reading. So I hope that you enjoyed your tea leaf reading. How's everyone hanging in there? Hanging in there still. That was a lot of information, a lot of me talking away. So thanks so much for hanging in there with me. Linda, mine too. Yep. Margaret, yes. Firewater, yes. Dragonfly, I know. Definitely sleeping, like more tired the past few days for seemingly no reason. And then, yeah, 100%. Totally agree with you. Yeah, me too. Me too, Firewater by design. Margaret, yeah, you too as well. Yeah, me too. Firewater, took 2 times today. Ah, good for you. Naps are awesome. Yeah. Linda, have to watch again. Oh, Linda, your notes are perfect as they always are. Dragonfly, thank you so much. Thanks so much for moderating. I really appreciate it. And I could see that you were working away, keep making sure the chat was tickly boo, Dragonfly. So thanks so much again for all of your help. Well, everyone, Again, thanks for hanging out here. This was definitely longer than I intended, but even especially with a later start than normal. But I love you. So let's aim again to be back again here on Thursday, and that'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, that time may change slightly. I'm in southern Ontario, Canada. So now that it's getting lighter later with the sun changing and stuff, I may start moving the lives to 7 p.m. Eastern. How I wanted to ask all of you, what is your opinion on that? If you want to chime in, if you're watching live now, or maybe chime into in the comment section below when you watch the replay. What do you think about 7 p.m.? Would that be okay? I'm just thinking because that way I still have to walk my dog. So I want to make sure that I'm live and reaching all of you and offering my best to you, but I also have to take care of family too here. So what do you think about 7 p.m.? Would that be okay? Would that be all right? And that way we can end around 8-ish and still have the rest of the evening to ourselves. We can enjoy the last of the sunlight before it sets for the night. What do you think? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks, and have a good evening. Oh, thanks so much, Margaret. Thank you again for being here. It's so sweet. You're always so sweet. Thank you. Okay. Firewater, love your readings. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's so sweet of you. 7 p.m. Oh, Eastern time. Thanks for asking me that, Firewater. Sorry, I meant to say that. 8 p.m. It would be 7 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern. Usually, I usually go live 8 p.m. Eastern. It's just that it's getting lighter later, and then I need to take, look after family, look after the dog. So yeah, just so that we all can actually enjoy the rest of the sunlight as the sun sets for the evening. But please let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you, whether it's now or in the chat, or in the comment section. Love to hear. But I was thinking of that. But I think for right now, let's leave Thursday at 8 p.m. And then any scheduling changes in terms of timing will take effect, say, next week. If that does happen, please let me know. Love to hear from you. Okay, well, let's call this an evening. I am on the West Coast. Oh, I've been to California twice. I love it there. It was so much fun. West Coast is beautiful. It's beautiful there. I'd love to go back. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm in southwestern and southern Ontario. I'm on Lake Huron. Okay, so everyone, thanks again for being here. Really appreciate it. It's awesome that you're here. Hope that you enjoyed the tea leaf reading. And again, I aim to have the replay up again by early afternoon tomorrow. And I also aim to have the pictures of these tea leaves posted at around the same time. Oregon, I have never been to Oregon. I would love to go. Honestly, Firewater by Design, it looks stunningly beautiful. I would love to go. I've never been. Would absolutely love to visit. It just sounds like such a beautiful place. I've seen so many pictures. It looks like such a fun, beautiful, lush trees and ocean, and looks gorgeous. I would love to visit. Love to visit. Oh, thanks so much. Same to you too. Everyone, I always feel badly ending the chat because everyone's having such a nice time in the chat. But I love you all. Thank you again for all of your help, all of your subscribes, all of your likes. It all really is truly helping this channel to grow. Really helps with the algorithm. Cannot thank you enough, and we will plan a fun party. We'll celebrate in some way. We'll figure it out and avoid Portland. Thanks. Duly noted. We'll find a way to celebrate. We'll come up with special live or something. So again, I'd love to hear your ideas, your thoughts. So if you have any suggestions about how we can celebrate our 500 subscriber milestone, welcome to send me an email. I know Dragonfly put that in my email address in the chat earlier. Welcome to put that in the comment section down below. We'd love to hear your ideas, and we'll come up with something, and we will plan a party digitally. So love you all. Have an amazing, amazing evening. Thanks so much for taking some time out here to hang out tonight. Hope that you enjoyed the tea leaf reading. It looks like it's going to be a crazy week, but an even a very, very interesting weekend as well. A lot of abundance and prosperity. I'm really excited for this week, but honestly, especially for this weekend. So love you so much. Having a great, amazing evening, rest of your week. And we'll be back again here as of now on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's June 6th. For any reason, if I can or cannot go live, I always go on my community tab before I go live to confirm either way. So if you're ever not too sure what's going on, welcome to come on over there and check that out just to see what's happening. But we will aim for Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That is June the 6th. Good night. Oh, good night, Water. Good night. Good night. Firewater by Design. I love your name, by the way. That's a really cool username. I love your name. I love you all. Take care. Have a great night. Bye.